this term has been incredibly successful. Ironically, in some places, our pupils are actually further ahead than they would have been had they been at school. It's been that successful. Our intention is to keep that program up and running and available for any pupils, particularly international boarding pupils, that for one reason or another are not able to join us at the start of September. But we're not saying September or January. We're saying you can join us at any point when you're available. That might be September, that might be November, that might be January. At whatever point that our international boarders are able to join us, they will join us. And up to that point, we will support them with our home learning program and individualised tuition that goes with it. I hope that answers your question, Beth.
Yes, in fact, that leads on to another couple of questions that we've just had in, actually, for a mid-term or mid-year entry. We've got a few questions here that have come in from several people about how we might ease the transition of pupils coming in mid-term, mid-year, particularly one that's come up from a few of our parents this morning, and mid-GCSEs, especially if they've started their GCSE programme abroad and are studying IGCSEs rather than GCSEs we have here. How best can we accommodate those parents and those children as they join us midway through those programmes?
I think the first thing I would say is that actually that's very little to do with the current programme. That is a characteristic, that is a scenario that happens very regularly. So if you find yourself in that scenario, do not think you're on your own. There'll be many people similarly positioned, both now and previously. We are very, very experienced in accommodating that particular scenario. It's complicated because you have different qualifications, different exam boards with pupils following different syllabuses. But we're very experienced in offering pupils the kind of individualized support so that they can, in an accelerated way, catch up and get to the point they need at any stage within a course. So if you find yourself in your position, in that particular position, please do engage with us, because we can talk you through the way in which we can personalise the programme that we can put in place to bring any pupil up to speed.
Thank you for that. Right, a quick question for you now, more sport-related ones. What regular sports do we have in the curriculum? Obviously, we have some sports that we do outside of the curriculum. But for those children on a regular day, what sports do they enjoy?
So let's break it down into two broad categories, they being team sports on one hand and individual sports on the other. In terms of team sports, our girls will regularly get exposed to the likes of hockey, netball, cricket, basketball, and a range of other team sports. I'm, for example, particularly keen that we get lots of our girls playing more football. In terms of boys, it will be the likes of rugby, football, cricket, and basketball. So they're the main team sports that our boys and girls will regularly be playing, and that's across both the prep school and the senior school. In terms of individualised sports, well, quite frankly, it's you name it, we do it. I think people will be very well aware that swimming is an integral part of what we do here at Plymouth College, so we have lots of swimming, but we also have other sports, for example, such as fencing, very, very popular sport here at Plymouth College, and a whole range of other individual sports that we that we offer.
Thank you. A very emotive question now, and one that we do need to address. How at Plymouth College do we deal with bullying?
Very good question. What I would say is that we're very proud that we actually have very little bullying within our community. Really proud. It's a very strong character. It's such a strong sense of community here that we have very few instances of bullying. That's not something that we are even vaguely complacent about, because it's in some respects part and parcel of young adults growing up. We have a very, very strong pastoral program integrated into our PHSE program that primarily tries to prevent bullying through education. But when bullying arises, our approach is very much one of restorative justice, and making sure that anyone that has been in that position understands that their behaviour isn't acceptable on any level, either individually or as part of a community, and that they make up for what they're doing. So that's essentially our approach to bullying. We're very observant. We have a great system in place for pastoral care, both in terms of educating pupils and identifying issues and then dealing.
Thank you very much for that. Ladies and gentlemen, we have some more questions that are coming in, but we are nearly out of time. And before we go any further, what I'd quite like to do is to introduce you to Sarah Johns, who's our admissions manager here, and who several of you will have known already by speaking on the telephone or by email conversation. But Sarah's going to tell you a little bit about the admissions process.
Hello, I'm Sarah. I've spoken to you, as Beth said, either on the telephone or via email very, very recently with regards to your application. We are still open even though the school is closed, so please do get in touch with us. At the moment, it's probably best via email because many of us are still working from home, but we will endeavour to get back to you as quickly as we can with any of your questions with regards to your current application or any questions that you have arising from this morning's open morning. Myself and Beth will be very happy to answer these for you. I look forward to speaking to you in the future and hopefully at some point meeting with you in person. Thank you, Beth.
Thank you very much, Sarah. Jonathan, a couple more questions before we wrap up for today. Obviously, a lot of our boarders do come from overseas, and how do we support them in making that transition, being in another country and dealing with missing home and feeling homesick?
I certainly hope that everyone picked up from the video provided by Matt Byrne, our head of boarding, that what we have is a very strong and very well supported boarding community. Of course, homesickness is a very, very common characteristic to start off with, but our team of staff are superb at ensuring that everyone that joins us is fully integrated and settles in very, very quickly. Now, in terms of homesickness, it's quite funny actually being here and having this kind of Zoom conference, because for our boarders, they're never more than a phone call or a FaceTime or a Zoom away from their family. And we make sure that they remain connected to their family. I often say, however, that the homesickness is something that's more experienced by the parents than by the pupils, because the pupils just throw themselves into all kinds of activities and settle in very quickly, whilst the parents at home thinking, I haven't heard from them for ages. That's because they're settling in very well. So we support the pupils, we support the parents, we make sure they stay connected, and that's how we settle in pupils and address the issue of homesickness.
Thank you, Jonathan. Thank you for that. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we are out of time shortly. We're going to take one final look at Plymouth College for you. It just remains for me to say, as Sarah said earlier, the admissions team are here and we're here to help and support you in your application. We do have places available for September. We very much hope, as one of our parents has asked this morning, that we can welcome you on site before too long to come and visit us. But in the meantime, if you want to organise a video one-to-one with either Mr. Perry or any of the senior members of staff you've seen speaking today, or indeed some subject-specific staff or heads of years then we're more than happy to arrange that for you. Another question that's come up this morning is to have a virtual tour of our prep school. Of course we will. As soon as we get this up and running, I think we'll have a dedicated open for our prep children. It's a really important stage of the children's educational journey. So now we're going to play one final piece and show you a little bit more about life at Plymouth College. In the meantime, if there's any other questions you have for us, please don't hesitate to get in touch with us at admissions@plymouthcollege.com, and we will arrange to contact you via audio call, email or video call.